Championship night inside of the Stan Sheriff Center in the 20th Outrigger Hotel's Invitational. UCLA, the University of Hawaii, two teams each a perfect 2-0 as you look at the starting lineups, courtesy of Hawaiian Tail Federal Credit Union and Joby Ramos. To start things off, and keep an eye on this guy right here, 7-footer Robert Page.
Right away, Hawaii smartly goes to him to pass. And he put up a pretty good pass, and then he can just hit over people anytime he wants, and it's sharp angles.
And Charlie Ray, Hawaii head coach, said that. He said, it doesn't matter who we put on him, he can hit over them. If he gets the right set, he's unstoppable. And that is Spencer Rowe, another one of the mainstays on this team. And that's a net violation on UCLA, point Hawaii.
Trent Kirsten got caught up in the net. Hawaii got lucky there. Not a good connection between Ramos and West.
And so Siki Zarkovic back to serve it up. Had a career night last night, 22 kills for the University of Hawaii. He needs to have a big game tonight. Serving will be critical, and there is Page again. Puts it down right between Nick West and Brooks Sador. 2 for 2.
That time Hawaii had a better formed block at that time. Still couldn't stop Page. He's had a great tournament. Hit 525 against Penn State in a 5-setter.
And there's Nick West, and you know what? He's known 7 foot, but he's 6 feet 8 inches, and when he gets his perfect set in the middle, there's no stopping him either.
This is a good connection, just fired on a line to Nick West. Perfect height, probably around 11 feet or so. West just buried it.
He was a little bit frustrated about 3 minutes prior to the game. All of a sudden he had a bloody lip, and I'm wondering if it happened in the pre-game celebration when they're all bouncing up against each other in the tunnel. I think somebody bumped him, and he's like, oh God, really now? I got to deal with this. But he threw down the towel. He had a little blood on the towel, and he's out there. Nobody's going to keep you out of the lineup on a night like this, but you see he's got a little puffy lip there. Not exactly sure what happened. There's Brooks Sador. And in the back row is the 7-footer with a dig. And that's the one thing about Robert Page, is that he can move for a 7-footer. And Brooks Sador puts it down between the block.
Joey Ramos getting his go-to guy, Brooks Sador, involved early. Gets two sets back to back, and Brooke buries the second one. It's a one-on-one situation. I think the Bruins thought the set was going to the middle or outside, maybe to Jace Olsen.
So tied at 3-all. Sador back to serve it up for the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Good pass by Sekera, and then the little push over the net. The gentle kill, courtesy of Robert, who spells his name, by the way, R-O-B-A-R-T, Page.
I believe it comes from his background. He's got dual citizenship in Switzerland and the United States.
Yeah,
so
notice that.
It may come from some of that background.
Was the #1 recruit in the entire country coming out of high school a couple of years ago, and a misplay by Hawaii. And UCLA takes a 2-point advantage. It'll be 5 serving 3.
Trent Kirsten hit .454 last year. Monster kill percentage.
Gets the serve in. Olsen puts it up. And Averill puts it down. Taylor Averill gets his first kill of the night, and so each of the middles, Nick West and Taylor Averill, getting a crack at it here early, and both proving successful.
Hawaii tends to set their middles quite a bit. You know, Joby Ramos likes to get them involved early. UCLA, on the other hand, only set their middles about 17% of the time on night 1, 26% night 2. Hawaii's up around 25 all the time.
Averill with the serve, and that is out. So we're 10 points into this first set, and we haven't even mentioned the word or the name, Gonzalo Quiroga, the other All-American on this team, who you know is going to get his swings as the night wears on.
He's in the front row right now, and don't worry, he has gotten one kill out of the back row. Now he's in the front row.
And that serve is also out. Point for Hawaii, and it's a 6-5 UCLA lead. UCLA coming into this tournament ranked #7, Hawaii ranked #14. And Hawaii already dispatching of the lower ranked, meaning the better ranked, Ohio State and Penn State in successive nights. By the way, Penn State beat Ohio State as you saw the service error, in straight sets. So the Buckeyes come to Hawaii and leave having not won a set, swept in 3 in a row. That serve is way out.
I was just going to say, we're about to watch one of the best servers in the country, and then he launches one into the 3rd row. But he is an amazing server. He's got all the tools. Gonzalo Quiroga, 3rd on the UCLA list in career aces.
Didn't have a great match last year against the University of Hawaii. Of course, the Warriors sweeping, or rather winning, in 5. Digging that time the big 7-footer, and then off the antenna. And Siki trying to just push it past the block, hits the antenna.
What a dig from Colby Kanataki. He got right in the firing line of Robert Page and just popped it up. And then I think Ramos was so excited to see that dig, he was adrenalized and launched the set way too far.
Spencer Rowe now back to serve it up. Out of Trabuco Canyon, California. There's another good up. Ramos chasing it down, and Sarkovic puts it in the corner. Oh my!
So that's the kind of alert plays that great teams make. An average team would have just bumped that ball over and played it safe. Not this Hawaii team. They've got some guys with a lot of chutzpah who will take chances like this. What a swing by Siki.
Sarkovic on serve now. Back set. And that's a kill courtesy of Mitch Stahl.
Stahl, a 6'8" freshman, high school All-American last year, played in the men's junior national team last year.
Stahl, 23 kills on the season coming into this match tonight, hitting .220 in terms of percentage. Back to serve it. And the quick set again, Nick West didn't get a good connection that time. And then flying in out of the back row, there's number 23, Gonzalo Quiroga, the first team All-American. 420 kills last year for the Bruins. Biggest lead of this first set as the Bruins go up by 3, first to double figures. And again, Mitch Stahl out of Pennsylvania. Wonder how he got away from Penn State. Guess he wanted warm weather. Could you blame him?
Robert Page also got away from Mark Pavlik in Penn State. He's a Rochester boy, whom Mark Pavlik recruited as hard as anybody in the country, let me tell you.
Well, he was #1 recruit, so you could pretty much guess that everybody out of the top 10, 15 went after him, or at least gave him a courtesy call.
Exactly.
If you didn't, you probably just threw in the towel for whatever reason. There he is with the pass, and there he is with the swing, this time dug up by Ramos. Taylor Averill setting. Don't forget that Averill was a setter, and that ball was pushed out. Taylor Averill, despite being 6'8", was a setter at UC Irvine before transferring here, and there was a possibility that he would be a setter for the Rainbow Warriors at one time.
He did do some setting in the fall of his transfer year, and then he puts up a pretty nice ball right here. Jace Olsen just sort of does a little grind dink off Odell.
And Nick West into the net service error for Hawaii. Errors already, 3 for each team. Back to serve it up is going to be Robert Page. Deep, look at that set, spot on to Jace Olsen. But dug up, and then the block of the 7-footer, but now it falls on the Hawaii side of the net. And it's going to be a carry called on Hawaii Point Bruins.
So John Spra, UCLA coach and the national team coaches, got that back row quick perfected, whether he's coaching in Irvine, the national team, or whether he's coaching at UCLA. And I'm telling you, we'll see a lot of back row quicks out of Gonzalo Quiroga and Robert Page before the night's over.
Been a heck of a ride for John Spera, winning a national championship at Irvine in 2012 and moving over to fill the shoes of 50-year head coach Al Skates, and this past March being named the head coach of the U.S. national team. So he was also an assistant coach on the team that won gold in Beijing. So he's had quite a ride. Big time kill by Trent Kirsten, the middle blocker out of Fountain Valley, California. He's a scant 6'9".
This is a good swing. Hawaii just too late. He was too quick on that. Kirsten, 8 kills, hits 727 night #1. 6 kills, hits 500 night #2. Solid player. Doesn't make many errors.
Nope, back to serve for Hawaii, or to Hawaii. Ramos this time going to the outside, and Jace Olsen, who had a wonderful night that ended in a very emotional embrace with his former coach, Mark Pavlik. Of course, he was a transfer from Penn State 2 years ago, and Coach Pavlik saying, hey, love you, anything we could ever do for you, you'll always be a part of our family too. Class move. And that is off the antenna. That'll be a point for Hawaii as Mitch Stahl fails to get it over the net cleanly, and Hawaii is back within 1. 12 serving 13. Jace Olsen with a high toss, and that one's going to be launched out.
Olsen's second serve out. Struggling with, a little bit with serving the ball long. He had 1 out on night number 1. Night number 2, Olsen had 3 service errors.
Here's Steve Odell, floats it over. And there's Brooks Sador, and that one also a little bit too much mustard. At 15, we'll take our immediate timeout. UCLA back up by 3. Back to the stand, Sheriff Center. Chris, what do you say? Take a look at the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match.
For UCLA, they've got to throw a block party like they did on night number 1 against Penn State, where they had 15 blocks and just smothered Penn State's outside hitters. And for Hawaii, they've got to take a page from the UCLA playbook. Get it? That's a Robert Page. They want to take him out of the play and neutralize him somehow, some way. Maybe they'll need a ladder to do it, as he's 7 feet tall, 7 foot tall.
And
he's
the
huge.
And when you watch him play, he can move. That's what's impressive about him. Zarkovich, and he has blocked a trio of blockers, 6 hands across, and he tried to go right through him, and Quiroga, I think, gets the best of it.
The Bruins are very good at putting 3 blockers up when they know where the set is going. When it's really obvious, they'll get 3 blockers up, 6 hands across.
Biggest lead now as the Bruins go up by 4. Hanitaki with the set. Zarkovich trying to roll it over, blocked again at the net. There's Sador setting Siki again. Roll shot, perfect. And Siki kind of with that stare down and in that up position. Down here, Cal, going to keep an eye on him.
You don't see him get blocked that often, I'll tell you. And he gets set twice in a row. I guarantee he's not going to get blocked straight down twice in a row.
Gabriel with the serve. And that's a misconnection in the middle, and Nick West right there to cover it. They tried to go to the middle, and it just wasn't there. And Nick West was there to just dump it straight down for the point, and Hawaii back within 2. They've trailed by as many as 4.
If I'm the setter, I like going right back to the guy I misconnected with, because the other team's going to think, oh, they're going to go away from him.
Build a little confidence in the process as well. They're going to go to the outside. That's off the hands of Hawaii and out. And Michael Stahl will be credited with kill number 2. The lead back up to 3.
Mitch Stahl, 6'8", high school All-American from Pennsylvania. How did he get away from Pavlik? You mentioned that earlier. Yep. This guy can really play.
There's Nick West, 3 East Coasters. And you go up and down the media guide, and it has the question, why did you choose UCLA? And the word prestigious seems to be used by every athlete. I wanted to go to a prestigious university. Not to say that Penn State isn't.
Page, Stahl, Odell, it's half their lineup.
Yeah. Out of the back row, there's Gonzalo.
Gonzalo's older brother, his DNA, because his older brother Rodrigo plays for the Argentinian national team as the captain, and it's something that Gonzalo aspires to someday, to be on that national team. Right now he's been playing on the junior national team.
Spencer Rowe, this guy looks like he's about 30, doesn't he? It's just a man. These are big men. Sador is blocked. Getting the solo roof that time is Trent Kirsten. You talked about a block party. That's what's going on right now, and they match their biggest lead of this first set, up by 4. All Well, what do you say we go inside the numbers presented by Burger King? The number is 48, and that is how many days until the Bruins return to Honolulu to face Hawaii in MPSF play. They love coming to Hawaii, don't they?
So you always got to ask yourself, as a coach, how many cards do I show in this preseason contest? It looks to me like both coaches are showing all their cards right now.
This is a big match that they both want to win. Former Wahine player, Miss Thirlby over there, is the director of operations for UCLA Volleyball.
Right.
Between the men and the women, she gets 3-4 trips to Hawaii every year.
She's worked a pretty nice little gig, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's got a guy. I told her, I saw her yesterday. I said, boy, you got the best job in the world, don't you? She's just kind of smiled and winked. Biggest lead now for UCLA as they go up by 5. Back to serve it up is going to be Spencer Rowe. So Hawaii with a challenge on its hand tonight. And there's Zarkovic goes cross court for the winner.
And he was going eyeball to eyeball with the 7-footer Robert Page that time. He was smart enough to cut the ball cross court and not go down the line into Page's hands.
Zarkovic back to serve it up for Hawaii, down by 4 now. Good serve. Good pass by Gonzalo, and he also gets credit for the kill as Joby Ramos runs out of real estate trying to run over toward the Hawaii bench. So Quiroga now with 4 kills on the night to go with 4 by Page.
First couple nights, 15 kills night 1, 10 kills night 2. Had 5 aces last night.
And that ball is in. Jace Olsen was right on the line, took a close look at it, opted to let it go, and it ended up being an ace serve. So now it's 22-16. And a timeout called by Charlie Wade as this first set is starting to get away from the Rainbow Warriors.
Bruins really serving the ball well right now. Putting Hawaii passers in all kinds of trouble, and Hawaii then having to put up some sets that are very predictable, and then the big Bruin block gets going. Bruins got 3.5 blocks to Hawaii's 1 right now.
And the Bruins in the midst of a 5-1 run to take this pretty sizable advantage here in the first set. Now, I ask you, obviously, it would be a huge win for Hawaii. Should UCLA prevail, it would still be a successful weekend, I think, by any standard for the University of Hawaii.
Absolutely. They beat 2 teams that are ranked above them. That's got to help them in the long run or for any postseason chances as well. One of the things that's not going well right now is Charlie Wade's strategy, I think, wanting to slow down Page and Quiroga. Right now, Page and Quiroga each have 4 kills and no errors.
All right, let's go to Ryan Clay-Suji over there, kind of eavesdropping on the Bruin conversation. Ryan.
Well, actually, Dash, I came over from the Hawaii sideline. Head coach Charlie Wade talking to his team about just taking their time from behind the service line. He wants them to put pressure on it, but he thinks they're making far too many mistakes. They're also talking some switching on the blocking, so look for Jace Olsen to actually be moving on to the right and Brooks Sador moving to the left. They're just trying to get a bigger block on that left side attack. Back to you guys.
Howdy, Ryan. Thank you very much. A lot of history between these two teams as we look at the series record sponsored by Aston Hotel and Resorts. And you can see UCLA with the sizable advantage leading 60-22 last meeting. MPSF play. And it was Hawaii.
82 matches.
That's a lot of history.
That's called a rivalry, isn't it?
It was pretty classy when Al Skates said aloha to the crowd here a couple of seasons ago after 50 years at the helm. 50 years of doing anything is amazing.
Well, just being alive.
That's a start. Then you do something, you throw marriage, that's an accomplishment. To hold one job for 50 years, it's almost unheard of.
You know what his side job was besides UCLA volleyball?
I don't.
He was an elementary school PE teacher.
Oh, cool.
K through 6.
And did that for how many of the 50 years? Probably a good chunk of them.
Yeah, I think 40 of the 50, maybe,
wow.
Something like that.
Johan Timmer, serving specialist in for Hawaii. Puts in a good serve, good pass, the back set. Ramos gets it up, Timmer chases it down, and Siki kind of uses his fist to roll it over. And again, the dig, this time by Johan Timmer. The set to Jay Olsen. And Olsen powers it for the kill.
There's some solid volleyball played by both sides of them. UCLA taking some quality swings at Hawaii, but Hawaii defenders, whether it's a touch in the block or whether it's just flat out digs out of the back row, playing very, very well. Nice swing by Olsen to finish it.
Hawaii 2 straight points out of the timeout. Back within 4. Can't afford to really give up another point. They need to pair together a couple more natural points. Sarkovic with the up. Ramos saves it off the net. Tough play. Another good dig of the 7-footer. There's Jace Olsen, but he is roofed. The 7-footer. Page comes right back and turns it right back at Jace Olsen.
As if that block wasn't big enough. There's the 7-footer Page. Look who's in the middle. Trent Kirsten at 6'9". That's a wall.
Not a lot you can do. And here's Page now serving. Overpass almost, and Ramos reaches over the net, and they're going to call it on.
That was a good call. He hung on to it a little bit too long. It was a bad pass. He saved it from going over the net, but his body position wasn't right. He almost stuck in his hand as he grabbed it and threw it up there. It's got to be a cleaner contact when you make that one-hand set.
Oh, when you see the spin of the ball coming to almost a dead stop, that's the telltale sign that the officials are seeing.
Actually, if there's more spin on it, they'll call it. They'll feel like they held on and then flung it.
Got it. Zadorno back to serve it away, set point. So Hawaii with its back up against the wall here in set 1. They need to be perfect for a long time. And instead it ends right here and now. The big kill by Trent Kirsten, and the Bruins of UCLA take the first set. They do it in a relatively easy fashion. 25-19 the number. The two teams will walk to the opposite benches. We will be back with set number 2. The championship match of this Outrigger Hotels Invitational.
OC Sports, presented on Oceanic Time Warner Cable, is sponsored by Bank of Hawaii, Kaiser Permanente, and Hawaii Honda Dealers.
Now it was a pretty easy first set for the Bruins of UCLA, and it was the big guy, not a surprise, Robert Page, who led the way.
Well, he just hits at such sharp angles where he goes over people like that. Great blocker as well, and a little tip shot. Plays a lot of beach volleyball in the summer. He's gotten good at those other skill sets. Quiroga hitting out of the back row there. Another one out of the back row. The back row quick called the Bick. Another one out of the back row. He's got it all going on. Quiroga and Page, quite a duo. But I think what I was most impressed with was the passing stat. They tried to serve Page and get him into trouble early on. He passed 3 perfect balls in a row. Then they went to Quiroga. Quiroga served or passed 7 balls well. And Seguera, their libero, he's got 6 perfect passes. Meantime, Hawaii had passes that were off the net. Credit the UCLA servers for forcing Hawaii passers to pass the ball off the net, so they were out of system.
All right, well, let's take a look at the Jack Fact presented by Jack in the Box. And Outrigger perfection. Were to win tonight, Hawaii would sweep the tournament and win their 7th title. In 19 tournaments, Hawaii has gone undefeated only 1 time, and that was all the way back in 1996.
You know, this 3-night tournament, almost always a team will pick up a loss. They'll finish 2-1. Most tournament champions are 2-1. Once in a while, you get that 3-0 winner.
And then the 2-1 champion determined by head-to-head play, matching sets,
exactly.
And all these different mathematical equations. By the way, into the match for Hawaii is number 8, Hendrik Moll, out of Sand, Norway. He came in last night and performed admirably, while Brooks Sador got a little bit of a respite on the bench. And Hawaii, by the way, by getting that first point, enjoying its first lead of the night, but it's very short-lived.
Spencer Rowe up quickly.
Last night against Penn State, Hawaii only trailed a couple of times over the course of the match.
Spencer Rowe, here's a guy who second team All-NPSF, second team All-American, USA Youth National Team. And in high school, a 4.6 GPA. How's that?
That's impressive. And there's another big block by Rowe, or excuse me, by
Page,
the 7-footer. I mean, when Page is standing, his head is almost at the top of the net without even jumping.
And they say he's becoming quite the accomplished beach player right now. Played in some AVP tournaments this summer and won one big tournament.
Back set Siki, and that ball is hit long. And UCLA rips off 3 consecutive points after Hawaii gets the first point of this second set.
And Siki had a good swing at that one. He got all the leather. Unfortunately, he had to touch them all. Gone.
25-19 the set score in the first frame. UCLA taking it. Back set. Goes to Siki, and that time he put some good downward angle on it. That wasn't going to go out.
Debbie Ramos recognized that Page was in the middle, trying to help with the middle attack, and Page jumped up, couldn't get to the outside to catch Siki. Easy kill.
Good serve. Leads to an overpass and an opportunity from Hawaii. Set to the middle, Nick West.
Hawaii looking sharp in transition. They're going from defense to offense very quickly. West leading the way with all Rainbow Warriors with 4 kills.
That serve is way out. The ricochets up into the spectators. And it'll be 4 serving 3. UCLA on top. And you're looking at Mitch Stahl, the 6'8" freshman out of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. Olsen off of the hands of Steve Odell. And good for the kill. And Olsen picks up his 4th kill of the night. West out of the back row with the dig. Olsen with the little roll shot, and look at that. The 7-footer just throws a finger up, keeps it alive, jousting at the net. Back and forth it goes. Hawaii now with another opportunity. Back set, Mole, and it's a net violation against UCLA. But did you see that move by the 7-footer Page? Just threw a hand out there to keep it alive.
Yeah, the Bruins were playing defense that entire rally. Hawaii had several chances to put it down. And finally got the last hit by Mole.
So Hawaii takes the lead for the 2nd time in the set. They led it 1-0. And there's Page, and that time he just hit him off the side of his hand and out. And Hawaii enjoying its biggest lead of the night at 2. West back to serve it up for Hawaii. Brooks Sador not in right now. Hendrick Mole is. Siki comes up with the dig with a shot off the table. Olsen over the triple block. Great save over there by Sakara. And then the little flick of the hand, and that is out. And there's a point for Hawaii. Mitch Stahl tried to be a little bit fancy with it, and a timeout called by John Sparrow. So Hawaii on a 4-point run, and it's a TO UCLA. Well, here's what's coming up for the University of Hawaii. The upcoming schedule, sponsored by American Savings Bank. Long Beach State next Thursday and Friday. They're the #1 ranked team in the country. Then the Tritons of UCSD. Then finally on the road to UCSB.
So even though Hawaii goes 4 weekends in a row at home, and then they go on the road, unlike past years, they're ready for the road. They went to USC during the fall and played a fall tournament, got used to going to the road. This team will be no stranger, unlike past years where all of a sudden they go to the road. They haven't been there in 6 months.
Speaking of the road, the University of Hawaii men's basketball team that was so hot went on the road to open up conference play. They lost the other night to Cal Poly. Tonight at the Matadome at Cal State Northridge as Hawaii gets the point. Hawaii loses again by a single point. They were down by double figures in that second half. They rallied back, but they come home 0-2, and that's going to be a very difficult plane ride home for the King and Gib Arnold. There's a ball that trickles off the net but goes out. That ball just kind of at the mercy of gravity, and how long was it going to hang on the cable, and finally came down, but about an inch too far for Hawaii. Hawaii up by 2. They've led by as many as 3.
Henrik Moll doing a nice job of subbing for Brooks Sador, but the one thing you can't bring is Sador's heat from behind the service line. Sador can change a match all by himself with his acing ability.
And out of the back row, there's Sarkovic. Oh, we're just talking about Long Beach State 49ers ranked #1 in the country. Maybe not much longer, Chris. Just told that they lost in 4 sets to BYU.
Wow. BYU's down this year, too. At least that's the word that I heard, was that BYU just was, among others, receiving votes for the top 10.
And this was at BYU as Taylor Averill steps up on a nice little rally that Averill ends with the block, and Hawaii back out to its new biggest lead of 4. They had led earlier by 3, got down to 2, and now back to 4.
I will say this about that Long Beach State loss. It's tough to win at BYU. Maybe the toughest venue to win at in the MPSF.
That's where Hawaii's season started and ended last year. And another point for Hawaii. And another timeout for John Speraw. Hawaii up by 5. Back with a look at the mid-pack petroleum leaderboard. Hawaii's most played opponent. We talked about the series record in UCLA right there at the top. And then there's next week's opponent, Long Beach State. Then the week after that, UCSB. And then USC, the Cardinal of Stanford. And, well, when the teams that you play most are always the best teams in the country year in and year out, you know it's always going to be a battle year in and year out.
Yeah, and then UCLA comes out of that timeout just absolutely intense. Perfect pass, perfect set, and then Quiroga with a perfect swing.
See if Hawaii can get the side out right here. Steve Odell back to serve. Hawaii enjoyed a 5-point lead, now down to 4. Sarkovic with the pass. They're going to go with the back set. There's Moll, and it's off the touch and out. Hendrik Moll came in last night in the 3rd set for Brooks Sador, and it really started to gel for Hawaii. And then after a sluggish first start, Charlie Wade goes back to Moll, and here Hawaii starts to rally.
Moll's parents here from Norway, and his little brother.
Averill with a good serve. Good pass, put up by Sakara, and there's Nick West to dump it down at the net.
A rare error from Spencer Rowe.
13-7 Hawaii. Boy, UCLA just kind of got through that first set. Never really challenged once they got a little bit of separation. And now here Hawaii in the second frame, threatening to run away with it. And Taylor Averill sends it way long.
It was Averill going with his jump serve there instead of his jump float. Obviously his shoulder must be feeling better. And I think that Hawaii feels like they need to put more pressure on the Bruins as far as passing is concerned.
And here's the great server, Gonzalo Quiroga. Great play by Kani, talking that ball off the arm of Sakara. Chased down by Quiroga. A little dump shot at the net by Nick West. Now to the 7-footer, and he is roofed. Nick West right up. Actually, that wasn't the 7-footer. Excuse me, that was Mitch Stahl.
Right.
But still, Mitch Stahl is 6'8". But Taylor Averill, 6'7".
A pretty impressive block, even if it wasn't the 7-footer. Nick West, oh, does he love to celebrate or what? He's got some creative celebrations, by the way.
Nick West always brings energy to this team. And Joby Ramos back to serve it up for the University of Hawaii. Nick West with 5 blocks coming in, now 6 blocks overall. And the service errors, you just hate to see them when you're this far ahead, but another service error on the part of Hawaii. That is now 8 to go with 0 aces. UCLA has 6 service errors, but 2 aces. Kanitaki with a good pass. Quick set. West does go. Chasing it down. UCLA. Hawaii going to have a free ball here. That's a back set to Siki. Ping-pongs around. Quiroga gets it back over. Out of the back row, Jace Olsen. Quiroga chasing it down. Makes a good play, and then ball hit over by Rowe. Back set again. Sarkovic. A winner by Siki.
Oh, and the fans love it here in the Stan Sheriff Center. They're getting their money's worth here tonight. Bringing out their signs. And Hawaii coming up with some solid volleyball.
As Charlie Wade said last night, who says there are no rallies in men's volleyball? So Hawaii first to 15. The media timeout and the fans here buzzing on a Saturday night.
I like the way that Hawaii continued to run their transition plays without getting flustered. The Bruins were bringing back dig after dig after dig. Finally, on the third one, Hawaii had the patience to keep moving the ball around, and Mold got that last swing. And great teams do that. They're patient. They just wait for their time to take their big swing when the opening is there.
So let's talk about Hendrik Moll, because Hawaii, again, they were a little bit sluggish in that first. They never really challenged. Did you see any other adjustments other than the fact that they brought him in for Brooks Adora?
There's Kaylee Thurley, by the way, former Rainbow Wahine player, who's now the director of operations for UCLA men's and women's volleyball.
Hence the 4 to 5 trips here every year.
Yeah. To answer your question about whether any changes, really, Hendrik Moll was the only change, and Charlie Wade might have clicked the rotations just a little bit to get a different matchup. So instead of starting Joby Ramos in the serving spot, he might have rotated that 3 spots like he did last night to get a different matchup. But there you see the kill percentage for Hawaii hitting .316 in the second set. UCLA hitting -214. Oh, there's the biggest adjustment.
There you
getting
go.
UCLA to have more errors than kills. I think Hawaii's blocking better. At least they're getting more touches. Maybe not all roofs. Hawaii's got 3 blocks. The Bruins have 5. But I just think Hawaii's touching more balls. They're sort of getting used to what the hitting tendencies are of each player on the Bruins side of the net.
Zarkovic now back to serve. That was a terrible serve into the bottom of the net. Tried to throw a little bit of a changeup. Took way too much heat off of it. And John Spura kind of up off the bench, I think, just making sure that he's in the right rotation.
I think I did a how it works the other night on how hard it is to hit that little spinner, slow spinner, where you really pull the trigger.
Hawaii does not want to give up this big advantage. Nick West blocked at the net. Another chance for Hawaii. They're going to go to Moll. Just kind of pushes it down off the touch.
Touch Robert Page.
And that's a point, Hawaii, and they go back up by 6.
The biggest Bruin blocker. Here's Siki with a nice set to the outside. Moll goes up, sees the block there, and hits it right off the elbow of Robert Page. So usually it's somebody's hands. With him, it's the elbow that's about net height.
And it was really a heads play because he went up so high that he just kind of pushed it, you're right, somewhere between the elbow and the back of the arm.
Yep.
And he was kind of, it really rendered that giant block defenseless. Johan Timmer back in to serve it for Hawaii. Off the high hands, chasing it down. Zarkovic, Jace Olsen just kind of fist over. Oh, almost a pancake dig over there by Sakara. Instead, a point for Hawaii, and they enjoy their biggest lead at 17-10.
And UCLA with no timeouts left. Here's Jace Olsen with a little roll shot. He could have bumped the ball over and been very safe, but again, he took a chance by hitting that wrist shot. Not an easy shot to make. Hawaii goes up by 7.
Similar to what Siki did in the first set when you commented that it would have been a safe shot to just hit it, but Hawaii being aggressive. Another good serve and an ace serve as Quiroga watches it go right past him.
And for the first time tonight, Hawaii gets an ace.
And the first ace of the season for Johan Timmer, who is the best serving specialist off the bench.
And if you recall correctly, last year on this very same night, Timmer went on his run against this very same UCLA team.
UCLA up 14-9 in the 4th set, and he served
in the 5th.
In the 5th set, and he served the championship point after winning 5 in a row. And another big swing. This time, Jace Olsen with the kill.
Some happy Rainbow Warrior fans as we see Mitch Stahl is going to get the yank right now. Coming in is going to be Jackson Bantle, who played well on night number 1, had 3 kills, hit 286, had 5 blocks.
Mentioned that Hawaii wasn't really challenging UCLA in the first set. The Bruins had it relatively easy. Well, Hawaii is having it even easier here in the second set. A 9-point advantage, and Timmer once again serving. Ball that may have gone long, but played. And again, the roof on the big 7-footer.
You know, this is the first time that this new arena basically is being treated as some great volleyball. Upper bowl, not in use. Lower bowl, practically filled.
Buzzing, too.
When the students aren't even back yet from vacation.
Absolutely. School resumes on Monday, right? Which means traffic resumes on Monday. And another block. Back-to-back blocks by Taylor Averill on the 7-foot Robert Page, and Hawaii leads it 21-10.
Boy, all of a sudden going on a blocking tear. Even Jace Olsen got in on that one.
Johan Timmer has now served, what, 6-7 points in a row? 6 in a row. Well, that's exactly what he did last year, right? But he did it in 5th set with his teams back against the wall. And UCLA finally gets the side out. And an appreciative crowd showing a little bit of love. How many other crowds are going to applaud when you lose the point? But they know volleyball.
There's some people standing out, giving a standing ovation for Timmer. Look at those people standing up.
And that's why
only in Hawaii can you see that.
And that's why Mark Pavlik and John Spera and all these other great coaches love coming here, because win or lose, you're playing in front of a spirited and knowledgeable volleyball audience. Page keeps it alive, and then Page now out of the back row, blocked again. Point Hawaii, and that is the 3rd time in the last 4 swings by the 7-footer that ball has come right back at him.
And again, UCLA out of timeouts. They use their timeouts early, so they have no way to stop the momentum of this Rainbow Warrior team.
Well, I tell you right now, Robert Page is frustrated. Not very often he gets stuffed, let alone 3-4 times in a row. Hawaii again with a free ball. They go cross court. Jace Olsen with a long shot. Quiroga puts it up. Here's a 7-footer again, and this time Page puts it down.
And Taylor Averill getting a little aggressive. He's so pumped up after all those blocks. By the time he went up and had a net himself, getting his wrist caught on the cable. Loose setter in for Hawaii, Jennings Franciskovic.
And a 10-point advantage for Hawaii. 12 serving 22. There's Franciskovic. Backdoor the back set to Moll. Little pancake did. And what a great play to be kept alive by UCLA. Kanetake sets up Olsen, who goes cross court, and that is out. Oh, that was some great defensive play by UCLA.
But the easiest thing for a team to do that's got a 10-point lead. Right now it's a 9-point lead. This is sort of ease into the end of the game and allow the other team to come back in and gain some momentum going back into 3rd set. So I'm sure that Charlie Wade at some point is telling his players to finish it. And John Spera is doing just the opposite with his team. He wants his team to gain some momentum going into the 3rd set.
Trent Kirsten back to serve it up now for the UCLA Bruins. And that serve is into the net. Service error, Hawaii now 2 points away from taking the 2nd set.
Correction. Back to serve, Jay Solson.
So Jay Solson will serve it up for the University of Hawaii. As you mentioned, Hawaii with a couple of new players in. Jennings Franciskovic is in there at setter. Hendrik Mole has been in there this entire second set. Quiroga puts it up, and they're going to go right back to him. Off of the hands. Mole bumps it up. Out of the back row, Olsen. Big swing. Taylor Averill with the joust at the net. And Averill wins that battle. And Hawaii is at set point.
Hawaii has had very few errors this particular set, playing almost flawlessly. Meantime, the Bruins hitting negative 208, 5 kills, 10 errors.
Ace Olsen back to serve. Hawaii looking to take the second set right here. Quiroga with a booming swing. And here comes set point number 2 for Hawaii. Pretty good feeling to have a set point with a 10-point cushion.
And Bruins showing there that they can go quick to the outside when they want to. I suspect we'll see a lot of that fast attack offense to the pins when the Bruins come back here next month.
Here's Steve Odell. Good serve. Franciskovic to Mole. Off the block and down, and Hawaii takes set number 2 by a score of 25-14. So the Bruins make it look easy in the first set. Hawaii, well, they make it look even easier in set 2. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more at the intermission.
Uncharacteristic 12 errors, 10 of those coming in the second set. Kill percentage, Bruins hitting 130, Hawaii hitting 288. Bruins for the tournament, they've been hitting 400 one night and 370 the next. So what's up with the 130? And the block's about even, although Hawaii with the advantage over the much larger Bruin block. And then you see the digs, Bruins got 3 more. And the ace, the errors, about even.
So UCLA comes out. They just look strong. They look dominant, and they kind of roll their way. Hawaii just kind of smoldering, and then they just bubble up in that second set and just explode.
And I was shocked. Hawaii's block just got it going for sure. Their offense was clicking. They were passing much better. Meantime, the Bruins couldn't find a way around that Hawaii block. But for the Bruins to hit negative in the second set, I was shocked. They had 10 hitting errors. That's not like a John Spraw coach team. So I look for things to change dramatically in this set.
You don't expect, you're right, UCLA to make those kind of mistakes. And Hawaii is going to have to come out with that inspired play that they showed in that second set and hopefully build on it. So here we are, getting ready to go with set number 3.
Hawaii was pretty good set distribution. Olsen with 6 kills, Siki with 6 kills, Nick West with 4. On the other side of the net, Quiroga with 6, Page with 5, Kirsten with 4.
By the way, one thing that we haven't mentioned in this match is there is a Hawaii player, Michael Fisher. Outside hitter from Kailua, went to HBA, Hawaii Baptist Academy, one of the top players in the state here last year. And now a member of this UCLA team. He has been used in the last couple of nights, albeit sparingly.
And we may see him tonight, you never know.
So even at 1-all in the third, back to serve it up for Hawaii will be Siki Zarkovic. Good crowd on hand on a Saturday night in Manoa. Tomorrow night we'll be back here at 5 o'clock. The University of Hawaii Wahine basketball team back in action, trying to recover from their first conference loss. And again, if you missed it earlier, the University of Hawaii men lost again today on the road by 1 point to Cal State Northridge. So Hawaii will limp home, having dropped its first 2 conference games. But tonight, it's all about volleyball here in the third set. Quick set, Nick West.
That's what happens when you pass the ball up to the net, where Joby Ramos can set at least 4 different attackers. The block gets sort of spread out. I'm not sure where it's going to go, and West, with that quick arm swing of his, he's really playing the best volleyball of his life. 5th kill of the night, hitting about 400.
West with a good serve, even at 2 here in in set number 3. There's the big guy, Robert Page.
That was classic swing, high snapper. Unlike his swings in the second set where he was hitting into the block, there he just plain went over the block.
Off the top of the cable, Olsen. Off with a little fake. Averill uses the decoy. And Jace Olsen puts it down. And we're even at 3. There's Mole. Another good serve. Has the defender diving, little roll shot. Mole picks it up off the ground. Olsen knocks it over. Good battle back and forth. And that one is finished by Trent Hurston. 4-3.
Hurston's been the steadiest player on this Bruin team tonight. That's his 5th kill. No errors so far, hitting about 600.
Knocking it over the net. There's Hurston, and there's Averill. Averill gets a good set. Taylor Averill has been solid in the middle tonight.
Another solid pass as well that time up to the net where Joby Ramos can run his offense.
Averill with 2 kills, and of course, Nick, the Wild Wild West, with 5. Quiroga, and that is long. Now they're saying off the touch. Charlie Wade saying, are you kidding me? He's going to come have a conversation with Dixon Wong.
Dixon Chung.
Or Dixon, yeah, Chung, excuse me.
Yeah, the linesman immediately put his hand up, or put his flag up, saying there was a touch. Let's see if we can see it right here. Hard to tell in that replay, but let's see. Yeah, Siki might have gotten it there, but Dan Hironaka, the up referee, agreed with the linesperson.
You can maybe see a little bit of a fluctuation on the ring finger of Siki. It was that minute. And right back comes Bull, goes cross court. Six serving 4, UCLA back on top. This is Steve Odell.
3 brothers who went to Penn State, one to Springfield.
That went off the net. Siki gives it a good hard look.
One of his brothers was assistant coach at UCLA. On the women's side for Mike Seeley for a couple of years.
Yep. Nick West back into the game. If you missed it at the very beginning, I think he got bumped in the mouth. He kind of had those hot lips. He got bumped in the mouth. He was bleeding, and he was okay. I think it happened during the pre-game celebration when they're getting ready to come out of the chute. And there's Robert Page. Olsen doing a good job of handling the serve. And there's Siki. And Siki off of the hands of Steve Odell.
What a set. Sideline to sideline, Joby Ramos, those strong hands. Didn't get to set much at UOP, but he's getting a lot of action here at the University of Hawaii, doing a nice job.
Hawaii back within 1. Back set. Hawaii keeps it alive. Quick set, Nick West.
Nick West in on the beginning of that play by touching that attack, keeping the ball alive. He backed up to the 10-foot line and came roaring back to the net, got the set back from Joby Ramos. Nice connection.
5th time this 3rd set has been even. Tied now at 7-all. Joby Ramos to serve it up for the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Off the cable, put up by Sakara. There's Page. Ramos takes it off the chest. Siki blocked. Oh, the big roof as Spencer Rowe, who had 112 blocks last year. That is just an astronomical number. When I was going down and I was looking at those stats, I said, are you kidding me? I mean, Quiroga had 56. Page, the big guy, had 56. How does he get 112?
Well, for one thing, he's a middle blocker, and you can get credit for blocking even if you didn't touch it.
Right, if you're just...
As long as you're in the area.
Right, if you're one of those 6 hands across. And there's another block by UCLA, this time by Trent Hurston.
Solid block for Kirsten. He started 12 of 19 times last year. Hit .454. His blocking looks to have improved from last year.
Rowe with a good serve. And there's Siki off the hands of Page. That's a winner.
This is a different Bruin team here in set number 3, as we saw UCLA basically take Hawaii apart in the first set 25-19, and then Hawaii did the opposite to them in the second set. Now we're seeing, I think, the teams settling into knowing what each other is going to do.
Zarkovic going right at the corner with the serve, and the lefty. Jackson Bantle is roofed by Jace Olsen.
Well, Jackson Bantle's got a heavy arm. A great beach player as well. First team high school All-American last year. And that, I believe it was Jace Olsen got most of that one.
Tied again at 9 this time. Here's Zarkovic, another good serve. Little joust at the net. And then knocked over by Kirsten. And Siki unable to get his hands on it. And wait a minute, they're going to give the point to the University of Hawaii. I'm not sure what the ruling is, Chris.
Yep, the ball was 50-50 on the net. That means it's either team's ball. Odell went up as a back row setter. He became an attacker when he went up and hit the ball into Hawaii's block. And it's a good call by Dan Hironaga. Catch. It was a bang-bang kind of a play, but it was the absolute right call. Odell turned away immediately. He knew that he had made a violation.
So another lead change. Hawaii up 10-9, and there's another big swing by Kirsten over the middle.
And Kirsten continuing to play perfect volleyball with 6 kills, no errors. Been in on 4 blocks, having a good night.
UCLA not making the self-inflicted type of errors that it made in that second set, so Hawaii is really going to have to play hard and earn every point. Hanetaki, great pass. There's the set to Jace Olsen.
Boy, Jace Olsen, what an improved player from last year. He struggled a bit even to get in the starting lineup. He'd start, then he'd work his way out of it. Now he's just taken over. He's got a stranglehold in that left side spot opposite Siki Zarkovic.
Nick West back to serve it up. Knocks it over. Back to Page. West gets his hands on it. Heads on over toward the spectator, and the lady in the front row got out of her seat and ran because she didn't want to see a big 6'9" body coming her way. I don't know if you saw the lady over there. She said, I'm getting the heck out of here. She saw the ball coming her way. She knew bodies were to follow. There's a set to Olsen off the block and down.
These two teams just trading blows right now. UCLA with only 1 hitting error. You're right. They had 10 hitting errors in the second set. Only 1 hitting error thus far in this set. Hawaii has got 3 errors, but they've got 9 kills to go along with it, hitting .460.
Mole with a really good serve. Quiroga puts it up. Averill with the fist, knocks it over. Hanetaki with the great defensive play, but then Kirsten has an open look and takes care of business. And we are tied yet again at 12. Kirsten, the middle blocker out of Fountain Valley, California. 6'9", 225-pound sophomore. Off the block, and off the touch of Quiroga, and a point for Hawaii.
Even when the Bruins were perfectly lined up, they knew the ball was going to Averill on a perfect pass. They had 2 blockers up, and still couldn't stop the quick arm of Taylor Averill.
Jace Olsen back to serve it up for the University of Hawaii. They're up by 1 at 13-12. Rolls it over. Set, Quiroga. Good job by Mole to keep it alive. Hanetaki with the set to Zarkovic. Oh, great one-handed stab back there by Bantle. Crowd sensing something. They're so smart when they think something is not well. And it doesn't matter because Zarkovic gets the kill off the hands of the UCLA defenders.
What a save by UCLA, a scrambling play on this dig. Nice pop up and then the play at the net by Odell, kept it alive. And there's the block, the three-man block that goes just out. Sarkovic fearless when it comes to swinging at a three-man block.
14-12 Hawaii. And that serve, may have been out. Quiroga goes after it, keeps it alive. Here's Quiroga. That is off the net and winds its way out. That is a point to Hawaii. It takes us to 15. Hawaii with its biggest lead in the third set as we go to our media timeout. All right, back at the Stan Sheriff Center, let's check out how it works, presented by Central Pacific Bank.
Well, here's how it works when the middle attacker on the other team, this is Taylor Averill, takes a blocker with him on the fake. That only happens if you're a good attacker that people respect and you go hard every single time. And what happens is that when the opposing blocker goes up, it leaves the outside wide open, and that's how it works to get a one-on-one block for Jace Olsen.
So back here in Quiroga, it's the first thing out of the timeout. Kanetake, another great play for Hawaii. That's going to be back row attack. Is that going to be called on Jace Olsen?
Yep.
So a point for UCLA. The lead is whittled down to 2 at 15-13. I'm not sure what happened that time, but Averill and Jace Olsen just kind of watched that ball fall in. It was a perfect serve, and it just kind of dropped in there.
Well, it looked like it was in Olsen's territory, and Odell just, just pulled the trigger, had that little beat roll shot that he dropped in. That ball's in the air a long time. Probably should have been a better reaction by either Kanetake to yell to Olsen to go, or Olsen just move on his own to take a step forward.
Charlie Wade knows how important this third set is. It was really the third set last night against Penn State that really catapulted them and set it up for that fourth set, and they were on their way to victory. You don't want to go down 2 sets to 1, especially not after leading 15-12. Now it's 15-14. Overpass. Quiroga dumps it down. Hawaii with an opportunity. Siki, not a good set. Had to go behind his head. And Quiroga, he does get a good set, and he hammers it down, and we were tied up at 15-all, the 10th time in this set that they have been even. As UCLA goes on a 3-point run, Charlie Wade calls timeout.
Visit Big Island Candy's flagship in Hilo and now open at Ala Moana Center, mall level, Macy's Wing.
Now the fans are dancing in the stands with Charlie Wade. A little bit more reserve. Hawaii had led it 15-12, and now it's even at 15-all. Back to serve it up for UCLA as Steve Odell. The Bruins have responded here in the third set after making many mistakes. In the second set, and an ace serve, and they continue to pour it on here out of the intermission and out of the timeout.
2 out of the past 3 serves by Odell are aces. One of them a little roller. That one there, just a nice little cut shot to the corner, to the sideline. Looks like Hawaii's going to go with a 4-person passing right now. Olsen's going to hug the sideline. And it looks like Moll's going to pass the middle of the court along with Kanetake, and Siki Sarkovic will pass the line.
A 4-point run by UCLA. And once again, Steve Odell has been the conductor of it all. Another hard serve. Moll manages to get it up there. Siki off the block. Quiroga keeps it alive. They're going to go back to Quiroga. Oh, great dig by Jace Olsen. Here's Zarkovic again.
What a bad bump set by Colby Kanetake. That was so hard to do. With his back to the net, a blind set. Here's a great dig by Olsen to start it. Look at this back bump set by Colby Kanetake. It's all feel and technique. What a play. And a great swing by Siki. We always expect it out of Siki, but the libero's got that tough job of having to put up those spinning balls that are high and very difficult.
Blind over the shoulder shot like that. Fantastic.
Really tough play.
Brought a big smile to his face, Colby Kanetake.
And credit Olsen for making the great dig, too, as well.
Absolutely. So back to serve it up. Johan Timmer coming in off the bench, the serving specialist for Hawaii. Just off of the tape. Oh, so close to being...
It's been a while since Johan has served. It's tough to stay warm and stay into it. He had a great run last time he was back there in set number 2. That one there, he had a bad toss that threw him way too much into the court.
Kiroga now, another great server. Kanetake puts it up, perfect pass. West stuffed once, stuffed twice. Zarkovic stuffed again, but this time it goes out, and Hawaii gets the point.
Boy, Siki is uncanny with the way he tools the block, isn't it? He seems to know which players' hands are pointing out of bounds and which ones aren't.
There's Joby Ramos now, always has a big fan club wearing the number 2 jerseys. All the family and friends. Good block by Hawaii, but it goes out. Nick West was right up there to meet Spencer Rowe, mano-a-mano, but didn't turn that one in. And it's 18-17 UCLA, this third set when you're tied at 1-1, rather. So critical and pivotal. And here once again is Spencer Rowe to serve it. Big block, and again it's Trent Kirsten.
So Ramos's theory there was he's going to set to the smallest blocker. It was Jackson Bantle on the outside, and Bantle did a nice job of pressing that ball into the court. I think he got most of it there, even though Kirsten was there. I think Bantle, the 6'1" outside hitter, got most of that block.
Spencer Rowe on the serve. Ramos right on the net. It was a tight set for Siki. Back the other way, Mole. This ball kind of ping-pongs around over there, and there's the lefty Bantle, and that is just inside the end line for the UCLA kill.
Smart shot.
20-17.
Smart shot by Bantle. He could have taken a rip. He chose not to. Chose to go to the open court. Great play.
And so Hawaii led it, if you recall, 15-12, which means they have been outscored 8-2 on this run.
They're a little bit perplexed right now, a little confused because nothing seems to go their way, especially in the way of passing. They had that bad run when Odell was serving, and Odell, credit him, he had a nice serving touch going on, serving a wide range, very effective.
And let's go to our Ryan Kalei-Suji. We'll hear some more intimate observations, Ryan.
Hey, thanks, Dash. Well, UCLA right now talking about their block. They want to focus on their blocking because they're saying that their blockers are jumping way too high. So in between those 2 timeouts, they made an adjustment and they said they're not going to jump as high and worry more about their hand positioning over the net. So UCLA blockers are now working more on just getting their hands over the net rather than max jumping, and that's where they feel Hawaii was having success. So look for them to continue to get their hands over the net to try to stop Hawaii's offense. Back to you.
All righty, Ryan, thank you very much.
What a nice problem to have. You're too big, you're getting too high.
Jumping high. Jumping
Jump
too
less,
high.
please. Jump less, please. We've trained you in the weight room for like 3 years now to jump 36 inches, but now we want you to jump less.
Oh, that's funny. Well, the UCLA blocking has come alive here in this third set.
And they picked up 3 blocks in this set, very effective. A little bit of everybody's been in on it. There's a 3-man block. Spencer Rowe got most of that. That time I think Robert Page, the 7-footer, got most of that block. And there's where Jackson Bantle got all of that one. Solid blocking by the Bruins.
Well, the Bruins will be heading back to California tomorrow. A lot of college kids heading back to start up their second semester. My daughter and some of her friends among them. University of Hawaii students back to school on Monday. It's been a great holiday season, a great weekend of volleyball here at the Stan Sheriff Center in Hawaii with the side out, pulls within 2. They will need a couple of natural points. Siki, good serve. And there's Page, and that is out. And the Rainbow Warriors are back within 1.
Page has been successful with that over-the-top shot. They call it the OTT, over the top of the block. And not many people can do that, but the 7-footer can. That time was just a little bit long.
Zarkovic again. Another good serve. Quiroga puts it up. They go to Page. Doesn't get a lot on it. And Kanetake, who makes so many great plays, miscues on that one. And that was probably one of the less fiery balls hit by Page.
He basically was, Colby Kanetake was overamped and ran through the play, overreacted, and shanked it out of bounds. Good swing by Robert Page, though, to make that happen.
Here's Bantle, and that serve is in. Service ace by Bantle, and he's had a couple of great serves. He wasn't in there in the first set. Came in late in the second. He's made a big difference here in the third set.
I'll tell you, when Bantle was in high school, he once served for 18 straight points, 13 of them aces.
Unbelievable.
How about that? He's got a great arm.
There's another one. Kanetake sends that about 50 feet in the air. Olsen, and that's about 50 feet long. Well, maybe not that far, but Hawaii now down by 4 after pulling within 1.
Hawaii out of timeouts. The only way to slow it down is with the substitution.
Off the cable, Olsen knocks it over, and very easily Trent Kirsten has a free ball, dumps it down, and it's set point now for UCLA. Oh, Hawaii had pulled so close. And now it looks like set number 3 is the Bruins for the taking. And again, Bantle with that great serve. Olsen. And here's UCLA with an opportunity to end at Page. Little roll shot. Here comes Kanetake. Pancake dig over the net. And that ball is hit just in. So the great pancake dig for naught. And the University of Hawaii now will have to crawl out of that 2-1 hole. Its mettle will be tested as we take a break, and we will come back for set number 4. The Bruins respond after a shellacking in the second frame. We'll be back with more from the Stan Sheriff Center. Pretty good crowd on hand here on a Saturday night in Manoa. Already in the second week of 2014.
And the students aren't even back yet, and we still have a nice little crowd in the arena. Now, I got to give credit that last set to the Bruins. What a second half comeback, down 15-12 partway through, and then just went on a tear that last half of the set. Hawaii a little bit shell-shocked at the turn there.
Outscored Hawaii 13-4.
I'm curious to see what happens when Charlie Wade goes to his lineup. See if he gets that guy back in the game. I think it's important to Brooks Sador get back in and get some rhythm. Maybe bring some fire to the team. He's been their go-to guy all of last year, but tonight hitting 0.
Hawaii has used a total of 10 players so far. UCLA, only 8. Well, Brooks Sador is not in the lineup right now. As we look out there, Colby Kanetake, Ramos, West, Olsen, Siki, and once again, Hendrik Moll. And the Bruins pretty much going with their starting lineup throughout.
If nothing else, I think Brooks Sador, if he's going to be on the bench, I think he at least ought to be a, that serving specialist like he was his freshman year, and he could come in and ignite a rally with that bombing service of his.
So there's Page, serving it to get things going to the outside. Moll gets the first swing and gets the first point for the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Joby Ramos back to serve it up. The Honolulu native went to the University of Pacific, came back home. Certainly, I'm sure he's thrilled he did. Ramos chasing it down. There's Jace Olsen, and that is it.
Nice piece of scrambling by the Warriors there. That time, Joby Ramos had to back set, a blind set, and Jace Olsen did a nice job of just keeping the ball in play. Not a lot of heat, but hit the right spot.
Ramos spinning that ball around in his hand, the high toss. Another good serve. Quiroga blocked. Quiroga chases it down, and then Page just bumps it over. Hawaii with an opportunity. Free ball. Sarkovic, little roll shot. Quiroga pops it up, and Quiroga tries to put it down. Kanetake. Good stop. Jace Olsen out of the back row. It's some lucky stabs by UCLA to keep that one alive. And there's Nick West on the quick set in the middle.
Once again, the Bruins a little bit on their heels that entire rally. Hawaii just couldn't put it away. The Bruins kept digging. Colby Kanetake had a bunch of digs as well. And West, the Terminator, once again with his 8th kill of the night, hitting 400. He just continues to be on a tear in this early season.
And Ramos with another good serve going right at Ian Sakara every time. Hawaii with an opportunity. Kanetake's going to set it up to the outside, and Mole misses that one. Just hits it long. Point UCLA, but a good start for Hawaii here in this 4th set, rolling off 3 in a row. And Trent Kirsten serving it for the Bruins. Here's Mole, and that one is blocked right at him. And Mole with a mistake and a block. And the Bruins with a quick 2 points. It'll be 2 serving 3. Here's Kirsten. Seek dug up by Page, overpass and hit out by Mole. And it's even at 3.
3 mistakes in a row. We'll see if Brixador gets the call here pretty soon. Charlie Wade doesn't look like he's going to the bench at all.
Kirsten again, that soft float serve. Back set, Siki, and Siki is blocked. So a 4-point run by UCLA after Hawaii had jumped out to a 3-0 advantage.
See, with Mole struggling with 3 straight errors, it was pretty obvious where Joby Ramos was going to go. He was going to go to his other outside, which was Siki, and so the Bruins quickly got 2 blockers over on Siki.
And into the net. The service error is number 11 for UCLA. Now both teams with 11 service errors. 5 service aces for UCLA, only 1 ace for Hawaii. That was by Johan Timmer. There's Page off the hands. Nice play by Kanetake to get a hand up there and keep it alive, and then bumps it over. Free ball, UCLA. Again, it's Page, and that ball is out.
Net violation, though, by Jace Olsen. He went up and got his hand on the cable, or his forearm on the cable. And Robert Page gets credit for a kill.
So point UCLA. They lead at 5-4. And Steve Odell once again back to serve for the Bruins. Olsen didn't have a real good run at that one, just had to knock it over. Quiroga also didn't have a good set. He's got another chance here. Oh, Kanetake, a fabulous dig. Ramos into the crowd to keep it alive, and Jace Olsen hits it. Dug up by Page. And then Page with the big swing for the winner. Great hustle. Great play, Kanetake. Great hustle, Olsen. But Page ends it.
He's Colby Kanetake, and how Joby Ramos going over to press row to pop that one up. Olsen keeping it in play, but Robert Page, a nice dig in the back row. You know, he's so versatile, Robert Page, playing in the back row. Great digger and passer, as well as an attacker and blocker in the front row. The complete player. He was only getting better. I've watched him for 4 years now, and he's just gotten better and better and better every year.
The service here on UCLA makes it a 1-point game once again. It is Hawaii 5 serving 6. Another good swing. Perfect set. Spencer Rowe gets credit for the kill. And Rowe now with 3 kills on the night. And Quiroga with the service ace. Jace Olsen watches that one drop in inside the line. 8-5.
One of the things that makes Quiroga tough is that he can serve down the line. He can also hit the other line. He's got a little hook shot that he hits, and he's also got the roller. He's got the heat like that one right there. He's got it all going on.
And Mole finds the hole and puts it down there for the kill. Good swing that time. The freshman out of Sand, Norway.
Who's an accomplished Sand volleyball player.
There's Page, and that is in. The point with the flag, it wasn't really a down point, it was kind of horizontal. I was like, okay, are you saying in or are you saying long? Charlie Wade obviously not challenging it, so likely the correct call. And it's 9-6 UCLA. Don't want to allow the Bruins to get too much separation here. They trail, does Hawaii, 2-1, so the Bruins an opportunity to close out the match here in the 4th. Oh, Taylor Averill.
Touch them all?
Absolutely. Almost took it. It's out of here. I'm not sure if he meant to be the decoy. Was that intended to go to Taylor?
Yes, exactly. I don't think it was. I think Taylor Averill hit the ball that was intended to go to the outside.
Yeah, I think he was the decoy, which is what you did earlier on the how it works.
Exactly.
And he just accidentally got in the way. And that serve is out, so that kind of erases that mistake. But Hawaii still trails by 3. They need to get back into this match and do it in a hurry. You don't want to be chasing by 2-3 points when you get up to the 20 mark, that's for sure. Jace Olsen back to serve it up. There's Page. Olsen keeps it alive. Ramos, that's not going to work. Good hustle, good effort, the point UCLA.
When Robert Page gets his right approach and his right extension of his hitting arm and goes over any block in the country, it's very difficult to defend him in the back row because you're not sure where he's going to hit it.
Well, you figure if you're 7 feet tall, just by standing on the ground and extending your arm, you'll probably be reaching 10 feet. So if you only jump a foot, you're hitting from 11 feet.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's getting up more than a foot off the ground.
Yeah, he's a good jumper. And with all the beach volleyball that he's been playing the last couple summers, has made a huge difference in his passing and digging skill sets.
Jackson Bantle, the left-hand hitter. There's another touch 'em all. A lot of home runs tonight.
Remember, that's the guy who once got 13 service aces in one run of 18 in high school.
What did we watch Ali Longo for the Wahine this year? I think she had, what, 15 in a row that one match, right?
That was pretty amazing.
I think she came within 1 of the all-time University of Hawaii Wahine record. Another point for the Bruins. And Hawaii just can't see him. And there is Ali Longo in the house.
And Steve Odell waited for the right time to take that little dump shot there. He's only taken 1 attempt tonight.
Oh, dug up by Bantle. Quiroga, oh, what a heady shot. Almost goes horizontal, just straight sideways, and that ball was almost paralleling the net.
What an angle this is. You call that a wrist away shot. It's like he's got a nozzle on at the end of his wrist, and he just turns it to 90 degrees.
Did you see Siki on that one? Page hit it way out, and Siki kind of went over and he blew at.
Sure.
kind of pretended to blow on it to send it out. It was going out anyway. CK's always got a little humor to be shared. Ramos now back to serve for Hawaii. Oh, nice little dump shot.
So Odell has done 0 attempts up until the last 2 of the last 3 shots, and he's been successful. Nice deception, no UH blocker up. Big hole in the middle of the court.
And the lead now is back up to 5 for the Bruins. Hey, reminder, don't wait in line, go online. UH fans can now select their exact seat locations when purchasing individual game tickets online. Visit hawaiiathletics.com. Click on that tickets button.
Bruins are back to their normal kill percentage. 8 kills, no errors, hitting .500 this set. Hawaii, 4 kills, 5 errors, hitting negative .067. Not a good number.
There's Nick West, didn't make the best contact, but it didn't matter.
Now Hawaii's hitting 0-0-0. Same as your percentage tonight. Or no, you're hitting 1,000.
Am I? I don't think so. Wiping a little perspiration up off the floor. Hawaii within 4. So they need to whittle away at that Bruin advantage. If you've ever walked the UCLA campus, I tell you what, it's a treat. And their new athletics facility, and you go into their Circle of Honor or their Hall of Honor and all the awards and all the national championships. It's really impressive. There's Jace Olsen, and he is blocked. Speaking of impressive, that is Spencer Rowe. That's going to lead to a Charlie Wade timeout. Hawaii trails by 5. That overhead view, looking down at the Terraflex court at the Stan Sheriff Center. Good crowd on hand. The band trying to do what it can to create a little bit of energy in the house tonight. But Hawaii, they have their work cut out for them, down by 5 here in what could be the decisive set. UCLA up 2-1.
Odell with 2 aces previously. The 6 Bruin aces.
Siki just kind of popped it with his hands. Jace Olsen, look at the hustle over there. Page and then Quiroga tries to one-hand it over. Not enough on it, but good hustle by the big 7-footer over there.
So with the way he's playing, he really does have national team potential to play at the next level with the big guys in the world. I mean, the volleyball teams in Poland and Russia and the Brazil, I mean, they're just huge. Russia, I believe, has 2 7-2 guys that play. I mean, they're just, but Robert Page, as his skills continue to get better, could play at that level.
And here is Page flying out of the back row. And hammering it down. And Page now, you look at his numbers, hitting .346 with 14 kills now. Quiroga with a booming serve off of the chest of Olsen. Here is Jace coming back. And Olsen gets even. Pulls Hawaii back within 4.
Jace Olsen just fought off that Quiroga serve. It was a great serve. Olsen did just anything to protect himself. Then he got a decent bump set from Ramos and then put a good swing on it for a kill, for his 12th kill tonight.
And with Mole with the serve. Kanetake keeps that one alive. Olsen, and he is blocked yet again. And it is Spencer Rowe, the guy that came into this season with 112 blocks on the year last year for the Bruins. And he is just a machine up there at the net.
Kanetake is everywhere, isn't he? He's covering his hitters. He's taking balls in the back row, going into press row.
Off the net, Hawaii saves it. There's Olsen, and that ball is in. There's cross court. Hawaii can't afford to trade side outs. They need to reel together a couple of natural points here. Down by 4. The time ticking away. And Olsen with the service error. That's number 12 on the night. 15 service errors for UCLA.
And his third service error of the night.
UCLA leads in service aces, though, by a 6-1 margin.
And here's a tough server right here. This guy's got an arm.
Jackson Bantle. There's Averill. Did get a good feel for that one. Ball kind of lands on the UCLA side, almost catches him by surprise, and then Averill gets the free ball.
Colby Kanatake, he's everywhere. Look at this. He's covering Averill when no one else was around. Colby Kanatake will be there. Johnny on the spot.
Johan Timmer takes a deep breath. Quiroga puts it up. They're going to go back to Page, and it's off the hands of the defender. Off Mole, ricochets over everybody else. And now UCLA increases its lead to 5. 19-14.
You know, Timmer put a pretty good swing on that last serve, had some good heat. But Quiroga, excellent passer, put it right on the money. And Page finished.
Overpass, put back down, and that's a point courtesy of Trent Kirsten. And again, credit the serving of UCLA for all the mistakes they made in set number 3. They're correcting them now. Back with a look at our cool play of the match, presented by Fujitsu Air Conditioning.
Here's a player, an errant pass. Joby Ramos saved. And Siki Sarkovic buries it in the corner when most people would have bumped it over the net and played it safe. Not Siki. That was pretty cool.
Not so cool. The score, Hawaii trailing 20-14. One at a time. We got just 1 point at a time, and there's the first one. 15 serving 20. Siki getting up there and getting kill number 12. He had 22 last night against Penn State. Good serve, overpass. Oh, nice job at the net by Steve Odell by UCLA to prevent what looked like it was going to be an easy Hawaii point. There's Quiroga off the high hands and back, point UCLA.
You know, I think one of the biggest differences in this set has been the fact that UCLA has no hitting errors at all. They're hitting .545. Hawaii with 7 hitting errors. There's the difference. Hawaii's down 6.
Kind of a reversal of what we saw in the second set.
Exactly.
West pounds it down, but UCLA with an opportunity and forcing it through the block is Spencer Rowe, and now it's 22-15. And this crowd is starting to sense the fact that it may not be the University of Hawaii's night. The odds continue to decrease of a Rainbow Warrior win, but I go back to the question that I posed to you at the beginning of the night, Chris, and that was prior to this match. I said, regardless of what happens against UCLA tonight, even if they were to lose, it would have to be considered a successful weekend for Hawaii.
No question. It's been a great weekend, beating 2 teams that are ranked higher than they are in Ohio State and Penn State, and giving UCLA all they could handle, especially in the second set. They didn't take UCLA. They may not take UCLA to 5 like Penn State did, but they played well in most phases of the game. I'm sure Charlie Wade is considerably upset about the fact that they have committed 7 hitting errors in this set. UCLA has committed none. But other than that, there's been an awful lot of bright spots throughout the weekend. And I think that, you know, the match that really counts is 48 days from now when they play UCLA in the MPSF League play.
Yeah, well, and the next biggest match is, what, 6 days from now when they play Long Beach State here on Thursday night.
Long Beach State may show up angry if they've lost one at BYU, at least, and they maybe they won the night before when they split up there. but they'll come in a little angry with the loss they had tonight at BYU at Provo.
So Trent Kirsten will be back to serve it up for UCLA. The Bruins 3 points away from claiming the championship in this 20th Outrigger Hotels Invitational. Float serve over, Olsen pops it up, back set. And Siki, and that is off the touch and out point Hawaii Rainbow Warriors.
I think something that Charlie Wade is probably also looking for as this match winds down is to see if this team never gives up.
Well, you get the feeling that this is not a team that will. It's a team that'll get angry when it loses, and that's kind of something you like to see, is a little bit of anger. You know, Siki, you could just read it on his face. He's always one to show his emotion, and you know, he's got the fire. And I think this team, because they've seen their potential, Chris, that makes that fire burn a little bit hotter.
Right, and Page there, he's just such a difficult guy to play against. At 7 feet, and just hits the ball at such a sharp angle, hits over so many blocks.
Olsen off the block. Oh, great effort. Tremendous save by Steve Odell. Back to Olsen. Another great effort. Oh, look at that. Just putting the hand up over there is Sakara. And then the big guy chasing it down. Here's Siki out of the back row, but that's out. And the Bruins now at match point after a great hustle, scrambling point.
Watch this save by Robert Page. He goes over and gets to know Judy Parker, one of the leaders of the Booster Club.
And on match point, there's Nick West. Keeping it alive is Quiroga. Hawaii will have another opportunity to stave off the match. Jay Solson pushes it through, saved again by Odell. And Quiroga, ball ricochets high in the air. Ramos sets it for Olsen. And the quick set in the middle, put back by Nick West. One of the longest rallies of the night. Hawaii does not want to go down, not yet. But then again, UCLA, the big exclamation point. Spencer Rowe at the block to end it. And the Bruins of UCLA win it in 4.
Too much blocking, too much efficient hitting, 14 kills, no errors in the 4th set for the Bruins. They hit .538, an astronomical number. Hawaii hit a mere 100.
So head coach John Spera in his 2nd year. Well, last year, Hawaii won its only match of this invitational, beating UCLA in that dramatic 5-set thriller. The Bruins come back and get the better of the University of Hawaii, but as you said, they will be back 48 days from now when it really matters in MPSF play.
And that should be very interesting. I hope the fans show up for that one. They'll need all the support they can get. They'll need that 7th person in the arena, to be sure. So
look at Robert Page, the 7-foot-tall player, and I'll tell you what, hard to stop him, the senior out of Rochester, New York. And he lived up to his billing tonight. And the Bruins of UCLA played up to their level. And right now, the head coach, Charlie Wade, is standing by with our Scotty Robbs. Take it away, Scott.
Thanks, Dash. Coach, I know you have to be disappointed with tonight's loss, but overall this weekend, you have to be really pleased with the way your team played.
Yeah, for sure, you know, and probably maybe a B overall, you know. I mean, and tonight we certainly had some moments, you know. I thought UCLA played nearly flawless in set 1. We took them to the woodshed in set 2. And third set was kind of rolling around, you know, a couple funky calls in the middle that switched the momentum when we were rolling along pretty good, and then and they got hot. I mean, they had some guys going back, and I mean, they're just swinging out of their shoes from the service line and clipping sidelines, and you got to give credit. They played real aggressive defense there at the end, and we just didn't have the same mojo. I think we got a little flat. You know, we've been going hard on the boys for 2 weeks now, so think tonight it showed a little bit. It'd be good to get a day's rest and then be back out here next week for Long Beach.
You know, one thing you did this weekend, give a lot of the young guys an opportunity, and at most times they came through for you.
Yeah, I mean, again, we said we got some depth, some guys we're really proud of, and we're going to continue those faces. You'll get to see those guys out there. They're doing a nice job for us.
Conference season begins Thursday. Long Beach State, not much of a preseason.
Yeah. What are they, number 1? No problem, yeah. It'll be fun, though. Hope everybody can come out. Really appreciate the crowd coming out this weekend. It was a lot of fun.
All right, Charlie, thank you very much. Thanks, back to you, Dash.
All right, Scott, thank you very much as you look at the Rainbow Warriors as they get ready for the post-tournament award ceremony. In the meantime, let's look at our Bank of Hawaii players of the game. Trent Kirsten, 5 blocks. He was dominant at the net, 10 kills, and look at the hitting percentage, .667. And you know what, for Hawaii, Kobe Kanitake was just fantastic, Chris, and once again, just flying all over the place for Hawaii.
He passed well, dug well, good court leader out there, was real vocal and communicative. As we see out on the court right now, Jace Olsen picking up the second place team trophy.
And the first place trophy, it's pretty big tiki, but guess what? The tiki for UCLA is just a little bit bigger, and that's something that they're gonna have to put in the overhead compartment, and somebody at the airport's going to say, what is that? And they'll say, it's our first place trophy. As you see Nancy Daniels from Outrigger's Hotel, or Outrigger Hotels in the middle, and Coach John Spera, all smiles now. So Chris, agree with Charlie Wade. It was a pretty good performance, and at times a great performance for the UCLA. A lot accomplished in this first week, and a lot still to be learned about this team in 2014.
Absolutely correct. For Hawaii to play as well as they did against this pretty large UCLA team this early in the season was a real credit to all the training they've been doing. And to beat Penn State and Ohio State in the same weekend, also a great credit to all the players and the coaching staff. And what a great tournament, this Outrigger tournament, the best in the country every year, year in, year out. I just hope the students that come back next week find a way to come out and support the Rainbow Warriors when they play #1 ranked Long Beach State.
And kind of cool, the entire Penn State volleyball team is here. They were watching this match as one of their players was honored. There's the Penn State Nittany Lions, and Siki Sarkovic being announced here for his role in the postseason tournament. Maybe we'll keep it here long enough just to hear who the most outstanding player is. Then we'll send it over to Scotty Robbs. In fact, I'll tell you what, we can tell you who it is. Also in there, Nick West from Hawaii, Gonzalo Quiroga from UCLA, Steve Odell, and the most outstanding player, biggest guy, Robert Page. So that pretty much wraps it up. But don't go away, everybody, because there's much more to come on the post-game show. We'll get the observations from Scott Robbs and his 2 sidekicks over there, Kevin Wong and Ryan Kalei-Suji. For Chris McLaughlin, it's been a pleasure, my friend. Always enjoy it. We'll see you next week against #1 ranked Long Beach State. For now, for Chris and I and our entire OC Sports crew, we say aloha from the Stanley. Stick around, everybody. The post-game show comes your way next.